Welcome to the Financial Quarterback with your host, Jim Lineweaver.
I'm Jim Lineweaver, your financial quarterback since 1993. The housing market in Cleveland and all over the nation is setting new records daily. And many people are choosing to build a home as opposed to buying one. We're here to discuss how to control your costs and protect yourself during this process is attorney Mike Sellum. Mike, welcome back.
Thanks, Jim. It's no secret the housing market is zooming up, but also the cost of construction is going way up due to shortages in labor and materials. So you want to make sure that you have an attorney help you make sure that you protect your rights in this process of building a new home.
First, you should get a good sense of what you can afford to buy or build, especially with the escalating building costs. Your project could easily run 20 to 30% more than you anticipate. So there's no use to look at buying or building something only to find out later that you can't afford it. If you're building, you'll need a construction loan and also a permanent loan. And what you want to do is make sure you can get some type of fixed interest provision, or at least know what those interest rates are going to be.
Well, Jim, also, when you decide to build, you need to get your team together. That's the architect, the designer, and the builder. And you want to make sure you have a written contract that says what you expect of them, what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, and how much it's going to cost.
What are some of the key parts of that contract that an attorney can help you with?
Well, the attorney is going to make sure that the contract sets forth the expectations of all these parties. So, for example, you're not going to pay these people all at once. You're going to pay them over time. Let me give an example with a builder. They're going to be progress payments, and they get their payments are contingent upon an inspection to make sure what they did is correct. And finally, at the end, don't pay the last bill until you walk through the house and make sure it's exactly how you want it.
That's definitely important, but what other protections should you make sure are in your contract?
Well, recently, again, with the shortage of labor and the shortage of materials, you want to protect something, have something in the contract to protect you to make sure that the builder won't pass through any of these increased costs that might happen. Let's say if the price of lumber or cement increases during the construction process. So you want to try to do that. And most importantly, you also want to have a penalty clause. So if they don't finish the house in time, there's a daily penalty for the delay.
And what should a buyer do if they want to purchase land to build on to get started?
Well, they should have a survey. The survey is going to show them exactly what they're buying, because you don't want to find out you're building your house on someone else's property. Additionally, you're going to want to have the attorney check local zoning and building ordinances to make sure that you're following all the rules. And finally, you're probably going to want to have a phase one environmental to make sure there's no environmental problems on the property.
And right from the start, it's also important to have the right insurance in place in case there's a fire or something happens during the build. But as you can see, building a home in today's increasingly challenged market is difficult, especially if you consider inflation and all the rising costs out there. So if you have questions about your home, your finances, or just want a second opinion, give us a call. Here's Chris Waltz.